A living man?
Yes, sir.
I would think that would be obvious, right?
No, sir.
You've gone above my head on that. I can't. That's above my pay grade.
Good morning, Your Honor. Tana Jenkins on behalf of Mr. Lucas. Mr. Lucas, please place your full name on the record.
Nathan Daniel Lucas, a living man.
A living man?
Yes, sir.
I would think that would be obvious, right?
No, sir. Not
No.
in the etymology of the courts and the syntax grammar. No, sir.
You've gone above my head on that. I can't. That's above my pay grade. All right. So are you interested in a lawyer representing you, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. Are you interested in even getting a driver's license?
No, sir.
Are you interested in an offer at all?
No, sir.
Set the matter for trial.
Well, I intend to plead in the form of a demurrer, such that I do not acquiesce to quasi-jurisdiction.
Okay.
Because that issue is to be brought up in my pleadings and filed with a court.
I didn't see any pleadings filed with the court. Do we have anything?
I said that is an issue to be brought up, my pleadings to be briefed and filed with a court.
Well, you should have done that. Today is the date and time set for arraignment on the bench warrant. Hannah here. I'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf, sir. I'll give you a $0 bond, and I'll set a trial date for November the 14th, 2024. Or if you want a pre-trial date to file some pleadings, I can set that for October 21st, 2024. Which one would you like?
You could repeat that, sir.
Pre-trial date, if you want to file some motions, pre-trial date will be October the 21st, 2024. Or
that will be fine.
Just set it that you want that date?
October 24th, 2024?
October 21st.
21st.
2024 at 8:30 a.m. All right?
Yes, sir. And just for the record, I did not enter in no plea. I don't plead.
All right. Well, I'm entering in for you. All right.
The courtroom is silent, that heavy silence before a storm, where even the smallest sound echoes like thunder. The camera pans slowly across the room, the wood panels, the flags, the rows of people watching, each face carrying curiosity, judgment, or disbelief. And then it stops, on the man standing at the defense table. His eyes carry a mix of arrogance and nervousness, his hands gripping a folder overflowing with papers, handwritten notes, and printouts from the internet. This is the so-called sovereign citizen, a man who has come here not to seek justice, but to challenge it. He believes the law does not apply to him. He believes he has found a secret, a loophole, a code, a hidden truth that places him above every citizen in that room. But what he doesn't know is that today, in this very courtroom, his illusion is about to shatter completely. At the bench sits the judge, composed, alert, radiating authority. Decades of experience are etched into his face, his eyes sharp, his patience controlled but not infinite. He's seen countless defendants, from remorseful offenders to arrogant manipulators, but something about the sovereign citizen movement always tests the limits of logic. The judge adjusts his glasses, glances at the file in front of him, and then looks directly at the man. "Sir," he says calmly, "you may proceed with your defense." And just like that, the spectacle begins. The sovereign citizen clears his throat. He starts speaking fast, confidently, reciting phrases he memorized from online forums and self-proclaimed experts. He talks about common law jurisdiction, natural sovereignty, and how his consent was never given to be governed by the state. His voice fills with conviction as if each word is a sword cutting through centuries of legal order. But to the trained ear, to anyone who truly understands law, it's nothing but a jumble of misunderstood phrases strung together like broken links in a chain. The audience shifts in their seats. Some whisper. Some shake their heads. The judge listens quietly, his face unreadable, hands folded neatly on the desk. When the man finishes, there's a pause, long enough for the tension to thicken. Then, the judge leans slightly forward and asks one question: "Are you done?" The man nods confidently. The judge takes a deep breath and begins. His voice is calm but commanding, each word weighted with precision. "Sir," he says, "this court does not operate on internet theories or personal interpretations of the Constitution. It operates on established law, the same law that protects you, whether you recognize it or not. The sovereign citizen interrupts, insisting the court has no jurisdiction. The judge raises a hand, stopping him mid-sentence. This court does have jurisdiction, the judge continues, because you are standing within its boundaries, charged under its laws, and your rights are being respected under the Constitution you claim to reject. The tension rises. The sovereign citizen becomes defensive, his earlier confidence now replaced with irritation. He insists he's not the legal person named in the charges, but a living man. The courtroom murmurs softly. The judge tilts his head and replies, and yet, it is the living man who was arrested, charged, and now stands before this court. His tone is unwavering, his logic airtight. Each response dismantles another layer of the man's delusion. The more the sovereign citizen speaks, the deeper he digs himself into contradiction. Every pseudo-legal claim is met with cold, unyielding fact. Every attempt to twist the law is exposed as nonsense. As the minutes pass, frustration begins to consume the sovereign citizen. His arguments lose structure, his tone becomes desperate. He waves papers in the air, demanding that the judge prove his authority. The judge responds with calm patience, citing constitutional principles and precedent cases, explaining that authority in law is not claimed, it is established, through the collective consent of society and upheld by due process. The man grows quiet, his face reddening. The audience, once uncertain, now feels the power of discipline, logic, and control radiating from the bench. By the first half hour, the sovereign citizen's entire defense has unraveled. His papers are disorganized, his statements contradictory, his confidence shattered. Yet, the judge does not humiliate him. He does not raise his voice. Instead, he teaches, through the power of truth. He reminds the courtroom that the law exists not to dominate, but to protect, not to enslave, but to maintain harmony. The sovereign citizen, though defiant, begins to see the futility of his stance. He no longer argues, but listens, quietly, uneasily. The narrator's voice deepens. This was not just a hearing, he says, it was a mirror, reflecting the clash between delusion and discipline, between chaos and order. The scene cuts to slow-motion clips. The judge adjusting his robe, the sovereign citizen flipping through papers, the spectators observing with wide eyes. The narration explains how the sovereign citizen movement feeds off misinformation, people told they can live outside the system while still benefiting from it, people who confuse independence with lawlessness. But here, in this courtroom, the truth stands firm. By the 30-minute mark, the atmosphere shifts. The sovereign citizen has stopped talking entirely. He stands silent as the judge speaks, explaining the meaning of due process, the purpose of jurisdiction, and the difference between belief and law. The narration grows reflective. The courtroom, it says, is not a battlefield, but a sanctuary of truth. Those who enter it seeking to bend justice to their will soon learn that truth bends for no one. The judge's tone softens slightly. Sir, he says, you are entitled to your beliefs, but beliefs do not replace the law. The Constitution does not dissolve at your request. It protects you even when you misunderstand it. A deep silence follows. The sovereign citizen lowers his head. His arrogance fades into something else, maybe regret, maybe realization. For the first time, he seems human, not defiant. The judge finishes his explanation and announces his ruling. The verdict is delivered calmly, without triumph. The man's claims are dismissed. The charges stand. But more importantly, a lesson is taught, not only to the man, but to thousands watching the video later. The camera zooms out as the judge says, "Court is adjourned." The gavel strikes once, echoing like a final sentence of wisdom. The sovereign citizen gathers his papers quietly, his earlier pride gone. The narration continues. He came to challenge authority, but learned that authority, when just, is not the enemy. He came to reject the law, but left protected by it. He came as a rebel without cause, and left as a man confronted by truth. In the final stretch, the narrator speaks directly to the audience. This case is more than a viral moment, he says. It's a reminder that knowledge is power, and ignorance is a prison. The man in this courtroom believed he was free, but he was chained, not by the law, but by misunderstanding. And the judge, through patience and reason, freed him, not with mercy, but with truth. As the 40-minute video draws to its end, dramatic music swells beneath slow scenes of the courtroom emptying. The narrator closes with a final reflection. the law may be complex, but it is not your enemy. It protects, it guides, and it ensures that chaos never wins. This courtroom was not a battlefield today. It was a classroom. And the lesson was simple. No one is above the law, but the law stands above all, for the sake of justice, order, and peace. The screen fades to black. The words appear, truth may bend, but it never breaks.